Hello everyone, back again. Just gonna recap last weekend's card really quickly, and then we'll get into this weekend's breakdown of the fights coming up. So first thing first, um, Octagon was on the weekend as well, just gone, European show, and I put like a little fivefold accumulator on that, which come in as well. So tenner got me about like 130 quid, which isn't too bad. I feel like it's easier to predict the fights on Octagon and other shows like Cage Warriors and stuff. So next weekend's going to be really good because we've got Octagon, Cage Warriors, and UFC. So next week probably do a little bit of a longer video or three separate videos on the cards though. Hopefully make you some money, and then yeah, we'll just get through the card now. A little recap. So we had only two fights let us down on this card, by the way. We had Bukowski's fought win, looked good doing it. We had Almabayev to win, he looked good. We didn't put the Veritenikov Austin Van der Voort fight on. We had Ricky Simon as an underdog, a 2-1. I also put him on a little prop betting play as well. I think it was like 5-1, 6-1 for Ricky Simon to win by finish. I thought he might get a sub. I didn't see him knocking him out, but yeah, I put a tenner on that, and that come in. So that was a nice little bonus as well. And then we said Mansour probably win, but we didn't put that on. This was the first letdown. Andre Fili versus Melky Costa. It was a bit disappointing, really, considering he had that guillotine on and there was no like attempt at any kind of defense from Andre Fili, and I feel like he just, I don't know, if he waited too long, he was trying to show that the submission wasn't on, so hoping that Milky might let it go. But I don't know. I think he should have tried to defend it a little bit more than that. Like, he had a half guard, but it wasn't too tight. He could have tried to roll out or something. You know, he could have put some kind of effort into it. It was a bit annoying actually. And then the next letdown, fight straight after, Ibo Aslan versus Kutalaba. When I was looking after I put the bet on, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have picked Kutalaba, you know. I know it's easy to say that in hindsight, but I think he's fought the tougher guys. And like we were saying, if he gets it down onto like on the floor, then it could be tricky for Ibo Aslan, who hasn't really been tested there against that caliber of fighter yet. But yeah, it is what it is. We lost that one as well. And then we had Manyfield to win. Said Gene Silver would win, but I don't think we put it on because the odds were too high. Rob Font we had as an underdog. He won. A bit lucky with that anyway, if it would have come in for us. And then we had Hernandez to win. That was probably my favourite fight on the card. He looks really good, Hernandez. I think he could be up there for challenge for belt soon. And yeah, he's a great fighter. Probably might be my new favourite fighter that to watch. I think he was really good, and Brendan Allen looked good as well. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed his performance. It was a really entertaining fight, that one. And then we had Song Yudong to win, but we don't really need to go into that one too much. What happened there? So yeah, let's get on to this week's card now. So we'll start from the first fight. I've already looked at the odds and stuff. It's not great. We're gonna have to take a few risks with a few underdogs if we went anything good on this card. I am gonna put some separate bets on when the props come out. Like I'll mention it when we get to the fights. What I mean. So our first fight, we've got Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Temirov. Johnson a slight underdog on this one. Not too much though. It might be a bit of even. It might just be evens now, to be fair. Big puncher Temirov, got knockout power. He's only short little stocky guy. But yeah, he's got a lot of good first round finishes, and I was watching some of his fights. Well, a bit of a highlight reel video. And the way he's finishing these fights, he's not like big knockouts where he's putting them clean unconscious. It's just like he'll drop them and then he'll spam them a little bit and get them with the TKO. So it's, well, maybe there's ones I've not seen where he's putting them out clean, but from the ones I've seen, he's just like dropping people and then keeping the pressure on and getting the finishes that way. So it's not like he's putting them out clean. He's lost a couple of fights early on in his career. But he's got a really good record, hasn't he? But I rate Charles Johnson. I think he's really good, and he had a fight where he fought another guy who was a bit shorter with a lot of power in Joshua Van a couple of fights ago, and he won that one by stoppage with the hands. He got clipped a few times in that fight, but he didn't look hurt. He looked like he was rolling the shots well and getting out of danger there. But he did get hit a few times, and it's like, if he gets hit by Temirov, is it going to be different? But considering Temirov's not really putting people out, maybe Charles Johnson can just like roll with it a little bit and manage to get through any little spot. I think he will be in danger sometimes, but I think he might be able to pull through it. And yeah, I like Charles Johnson in this fight. I think he's more well-rounded. He's got good kicks. His wrestling is alright, but he gets his takedown stuff quite a bit, but he does mix everything in a bit better. So I'm going to go Charles Johnson on that fight. We'll leave it at that. But I think he could get beat, but I'm happy enough to pick him as an underdog. Next fight, I'm not going into it too much. We're just going to pick Luana Carolina. Yeah, I'm not looking into it that much, that one, to be honest. Same with the other girl fight on this card, Andrea Lee and JJ Aldrich. I'm just going to leave that one off. Too unpredictable, who knows. Next fight though, Lucas Almeida versus Danny Silva. I was looking again, close fight. We'll start with Lucas Almeida. He's lost 2 of his last 3. And against Andre Fili and Pat Sabatini, he got caught by Andre Fili, and I think Fili can do that to anyone. Really, if he catches him, he's beat some good guys like that. Even though he had a shocking fight on the weekend just gone. But he's done alright, this guy. He's beat some good guys, and he's only lost to good guys as well. And this Danny Silva, he's not fought the same kind of competition other than his last fight against Kulibao, which he only won by split decision. But it was his debut, so we'll give him a bit of leeway for that. And then he fought this guy in the Contender Series, this Pacheco, and won that. But this guy got beat by Caroline Loughran in his last fight as well. So I think it's a good spot to pick an underdog again in Almeida. I have looked into it a bit more, but I'm just going to keep these videos a bit short, sweet. We'll go with Lucas Almeida, because otherwise the odds just ain't going to be good enough. Skipping the Andrew Lee fight. Next fight, we've got De Silva de Andrade versus Castaneda. Now, I've seen a lot of people picking Castaneda, but I don't know, me. I think it's a very close fight, this one. Too close for me to want to pick someone for the... Because John Castaneda's quite short odds, and I just don't think I'm that confident in him, to be honest, to get the win. I think Silva de Andrade could upset a lot of people's bets on that one. But I'm gonna just leave it off, I think, for now. I'll leave that one off. Next fight, Ricardo Ramos versus Chepe Mariscal. Now, I think Mariscal's gonna win this fight. I think he's got that dog in him, and I think Ricardo Ramos can quit a bit. He's got a bit of quit in him, so you back the dog. And I think he's been on a bit of a turn, Mariscal, and I think he's gonna just keep going up. So yeah, Mariscal on that one. I know the odds ain't great though. Can't remember if we put it on or not. We'll have a look. Next fight, we've got William Gomez versus Haider Amil, and I think Gomez is really good. I like him. He's a bit of a decision machine, but he gets it done. Really good split decision machine as well. But technically he's very good, and he finds ways to win fights. A couple of losses early on in his career, but he's way better fighter now than he was, obviously. And he's fighting 10-0 Haider Amil. He looks like he's doing alright, finishing a lot of fights. But I think that's not the best preparation for beating like a William Gomez, who's going to make it dirty and grindy. And I think, yeah, he's just... If he can take it to decision, then that's more his forte, isn't it? And if the other guy's getting a lot of finishes, and I don't see him finishing Gomez. So yeah, that's why I'm going to pick Gomez on that fight. Next fight. Oh, we missed one. Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson. So we'll go to that one now. This is one of the ones where I'm looking at the prop because I think Danny Barlow is going to chin Sam Patterson. So Sam Patterson has been chinned a couple of times. Very tall and lanky and leaves his chin up. He's got a long neck. And his last 2 wins, not against the greatest competition. And I think Danny Barlow's coming in, hot prospect. And he's like, other than his last fight, where apparently there was something wrong with him against Veretennikov, he's been putting people away, hasn't he? And a power puncher who puts people away against someone who's very chinny, then I'm going to pick the power puncher. And I'll probably put that on a prop bet as well, finishing the first round, depending on what the odds are going to be for that when they come out. Anyway, next fight, Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. Now, I think Pinto's probably going to win, but I don't think the odds are great, so that's another one we'll maybe put in the prop bet when the prop bets come out. Next fight, Ribovic versus Haqparast. Now, he's good, Haqparast. I think he's pretty good. It's very technical, and he's never out of the fight whenever I watched him. Even the fights where he's lost, he's always been in the fight. So I think he's pretty good. I think people are overlooking him a little bit maybe in this fight against Esteban Ribovic, but you can understand why people are overlooking him a bit because Ribovic is a really good fighter and he's had some good finishes earlier on in his career. But I think he might be. I think it'll be a tougher fight than what people think, that one. So we'll see what the odds are looking like and if it's worth putting on. Next fight, I don't know why it's the common event, like everyone said. It's just, I don't know, they must have owed Cody Brundage just something for taking that Bo Nickal fight. That's the only thing I can think. I don't know why they would do it. It's a tough fight to pick as well. He's the underdog though, Cody Brundage, and I think he's just more active and he's probably got the power advantage on the feet. And I know Marquez is coming in off the back of a few losses by finish. Yeah, the last 3 fights he's been finished on the feet, and that goes back to 2021, his last win. So we're gonna go Cody Brundage on that one, even though I could see him getting subbed by Marquez, but this is what it is, isn't it? That's a risky one. And then in the last fight, Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. He looks good, Asu, doesn't he? A lot of decisions. Was this a 5-rounder? Or was it a 3-rounder? 3 rounds, so it'll be his first time fighting 5 rounds in the UFC. And I don't think it's Manel Kape's first time fighting 5 rounds, is it? And it's if he can control him for the whole 5 rounds, or 3 of the 5 rounds. Because I think if it was a 3-round fight, I'd probably go this Asu Almabayev, but with it being a 5-rounder, it's like it just gives Kape more time to find a finish. He got controlled by Mikhaev, but that wasn't a very good fight, was it? And I'm not sure where this guy's wrestling holds up compared to Mikhaev. And he won his last fight by finishing the 3rd. Yeah, that's all it is, isn't it? It's if Almabayev can control him for 3 rounds out of the 5 well enough, and also doing a bit of damage there. And he's been finished in the past by Almabayev, a good fighter, but he still got finished in the 3rd. I'm not sure how that fight looked, and it was in 2017, so a lot's changed since then. But yeah, I can't see him submitting Kape, but it's just if he can control him for the 3. So anyway, let's have a look at the odds and see what the odds are saying. So we've gone Charles Johnson, yeah, we'll take that one. Luana Carolina, yeah, we'll take that one. Lucas Almeida, yeah. We'll leave these 2 off. Kape Mariscal, so I did put that in. But I can take it off because the odds don't change that much. Well, I may as well leave it on. I'm confident in him actually. It adds an extra £100 on. Danny Barlow, who I'll probably put on by finish as well. And another bet closer to the time. Gomez, we'll leave the pin on off. What does that add it to? It adds another £170 onto the win, but is it worth the risk? Tell you what, we'll put it on. Fuck it. Next fight, Akparas versus Ribovic. I was to put Akparas on that, would take our odds up massively. It put us over a £2 return. But it's just that we want to take that risk in it. I'd probably just leave that fight off. And then we're going Brundage. And then I think Manel Kape, because I can't see this Almabayev controlling him. Well, it's 50-50 in it where we can control him for 3 rounds. And then he has to be doing damage as well because he's not going to control him for the whole round. So if Manel Kape's landing some damage on the feet and then he gets took down and controlled but there's no damage on the floor, and then there's Kape could catch him as well and put him out that way. I just think Kape's got more options to win, and I think Almabayev, he needs to control him for the 3 of the 5 rounds. And I don't know, I think I'll just side with Kape on it. What would it be if I took it off? Right, so if I leave that on with the other picks I've got, that gets us $780 back off a tenner. If I take that fight off, it'll get us $540 back off a tenner. So I guess we could leave that one off as well. We could leave that one off as well, and it's whether we could switch like the Lucas Almeida for like a Nasrat. But you got to stick to your guns in there, because if I would switch that and then it come in the other way, I'd be pissed off. So I'll just leave it on, and that gets us £10 on that. Gets us 786 back, which isn't too bad, is it? A few risky fights on there though, so let us know what you're picking anyway down below, and if you want to know what I'm putting on nearer to the time, like the day of, just give us a message and I'll try to get back to you. But yeah, next week's video's going to be better because I'll have better insights for you, better fights, and hopefully a high chance of winning as well. So yeah, good luck on the weekend, and I'll see you next time.